Tag from Fly-Carpin. Today we're going to tie the Sculpin helmet McLuvin. This is a really good carp fly. I've had a lot of luck with it this year. Here's the recipe in both a rust and olive version. And this is a really nice mirror carp I caught on this fly this year. I'm going to start with some pine squirrel in rust and a size 6 Carp Pro gaper. I've already laid the thread foundation well down to the bend of the hook. I'm going to go on ahead and attach one of the pine squirrel zonker strips down the bend of the hook with the leather facing the hook shank and the fur facing up. Now if you need to, you can substitute a Tiemco 105 egg hook. Works really good for this pattern as well if you can't find the gaper. Go on ahead and trim that to about 1 inch long and set aside the rest of the strip for later. And we're going to add some UV2 in Scud Shrimp Fluorescent Orange. And we're going to go on ahead and add this dubbing in about 3 sections. This is a bit of a guide pattern. It's real simple. There's only 3 materials. And you know, for that reason, we're probably not going to be that intense about how awesome the dubbing is that we're adding here. It's mainly here for a color contrast. So we're going to just go ahead and lay it down. We're going to try not to lay it down too thick and bushy, such that it doesn't interfere with the fly getting down through the water column. But, you know, at the same time, I'm not going to be too worried about the details. And I'm not really going to try and do much of a taper on the body here. It's going to be pretty much the same radius all the way down the hook shank. I'm going to dub to about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch in front of the hook eye. Stop there and add in the rest of the pine squirrel zonker strip. Go ahead and tie it in and then palmer it forward. We're going to do 3 wraps with each one just a little bit in front of and overlapping the previous one. And each time we're going to sweep down the hair that we've already laid down, so that it kind of creates a swept back collar of pine squirrel fur. Go ahead and latch that down a couple of times and go in and trim it out. And next we're going to just go over a little bit of that pine squirrel with the thread and create a little head. And the head does not have to look great because we're going to put a Sculpin helmet over it. Alright, just going to spread out the fur on the top of the hook shank, which will be the bottom of the fly, and then do a real quick whip finish. Trim the thread and lay down a generous amount of super glue, because next we're going to add the Sculpin helmets in size mini. This is their smallest size. Really, you know, you really kind of got to get this small for most carp flies for it to even be viable. Go ahead and push that on. Now we're going to add some super glue into the little recessed eye holes and kind of finagle in some of the eyes that come in the Sculpin helmet packages. It's a little difficult to get them down into the little recessed hole, but you just got to work them in. These eyes do kind of have a little bit of flash to them. I'm not sure if it makes any difference. Some people have postulated that you can leave them out. It's an extra step you can skip. I go on ahead and put them in, and I've had good luck. And here's the finished fly. I've had a lot of luck with this in reservoirs over gravel bars. And you can kind of see why. Here's the action of the fly. It's very erratic. Has distinct crayfishy motion to it of a fleeing crayfish with a lot of life. And here's kind of the finished product.